I don't know why I keep getting muted, but as I say, every single Monday morning, tis, even in daylight savings time, it is a vibe. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy pal, Hey Archer. Welcome back to Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated. Where my light stands is just in the shop. This is your weekly Monday morning nerdy talk show. As I have food in my mouth, but as we sit back and relax and enjoy a nice, especially on a day like today, a nice hot cup of brew and talk about the news. Oh, so good. One more. Oh yeah. Whew. It's tough. It's tough waiting until this show to have my first cup of coffee, but I do that because of you guys, because I love you guys. More importantly, if you have a YouTube channel, a podcast, blog, vlog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat, which will be over there. Put it in the chat, support one another, plug yo shit. In classic Hey Archer ways, the classic Hey Archer line, there's not a lot to talk about, but then there is a lot to talk about. But let's say hi to everybody over in the chat first. I was almost on time today. I was close. Cutthroat in the house. Good to see ya. Phil in the house. Good to see ya. Where you at? I saw you here. So as a little background here, sometimes the comments before I start the show here aren't in order. And then I'll see them on my phone. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll say hi to this person. Wait, where are they? Oh, that's right. It loads up out of order sometimes. But once the show's rolling, it's in order. But that's why it's like Cutthroat's talking to himself for a second there. And then eventually Phil shows up. But not much, up super early for a great podcast. I appreciate that. Again, what's up to Yukon Phil? Daylight savings time, and it's hard to get up. It's true. Yeah. F it. As my voice breaks. Aaron Waller in the house. Good to see ya. JB in the house. Good to see ya. I thought JB was going to the Oscars this weekend with his Instagram post. I had to share it. He was all dappered out, him and Marsha. I thought they were going to be presenting on stage, but I guess the plane was a little late to arrive. But if The Rock was there, I know you would have found a way. Craft Collects in the house. Good to see you, Patrick. Morning, everybody. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak and tired. Such a classic episode. Oh, so good. So yeah, I'm glad to see all of you here today. Before we get the show on the road, let's do our shameless plugs. Get that out of the way. Of course, make sure you guys head over to Nerd Affiliated on Instagram. That's where you'll find the latest, up-to-date, in-the-moment, real-time reports, news, fun posts from all of us here at Nerd Affiliated. Of course, you can head over to nerdaffiliated.com as well to find links to all our shows, get cool merch, find links to join the channel memberships, which you can also find down below. Also, if you're into the Ghostbusters kind of thing, The Real Nerdbusters on Instagram, and actually therealnerdbusters.com as well. If you want to follow along in our Ghostbusters journey. Let's try to combine words there once again. Happens to the best of us. I was super excited for this one. We finally got I guess we're rolling into the show. We finally got a pitch meeting for Ghostbusters.
Ghosts, and we call them the Ghostbusters.
They're kind of like ghost arresters.
And then we make a theme song where one of the lines is like, bustin' makes me feel good.
That's not appropriate.
We're doing it. So what? Maybe we say
I love pitch meetings. So I had linked it earlier. It's gone by now because that was 3 days ago. But check out the pitch meeting for Ghostbusters. It's great. All the pitch meetings are great. They're just amazing. But the Ghostbusters one, especially as we're at the week of the premiere, and next week is the world premiere, I guess, for everybody. Or is the world premiere this week? Is that how they phrase it? Like the world premiere is this week, but then it's like out in theaters next week? Or is it like just the premieres this week and then the world premieres next week? Like, how does that work? I always forget. But yeah. Cool. JB said no clothes required at the Oscars. I'm not there yet. LOL. My event had enough characters. There you go. The man collects in the house. Good to see ya. Figure Fever in the house. Good to see ya. Awesome. All right. So. Last week was a interesting one. It had an interesting ending. There was a couple condolences to be sending out. One to a friend of mine. I just won't name drop now, but condolences to her and her family because she lost her dad, which is, not an easy thing. And it like I found out about it like as we were doing Hey Archer Live, which was I don't know, I felt shitty afterwards because I didn't see it until after the show was done. But condolences to her family. And then it seemed like within like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, they announced that Akira Toriyama has died as well. The weird part about finding out that Akira had passed was we were drinking from our Dragon Ball Z mug on Hey Archer Live last week, like as the news dropped. And I was just like, fuck. Just fuck. So I have done lots of like RIPs on this show for like various celebrities and personalities and stuff. People that meant a lot to us, people that like, I think immediately of like Kevin Conroy, like, for a lot of us eventual latchkey kids, you run home from school and you turn on the TV, lock the door, make yourself a sandwich, and you get life lessons from Batman. Like it sounds stupid, but it was like that was everything to a lot of us as kids. So I think of people like that and characters like that. But when you talk about like somebody that changed the world, not just like guys, not just like kids, like the world. Akira Toriyama. Dragon Ball Z is the anime, and this may go on for a while, so bear with me here. Dragon Ball Z is the anime that for probably I would say 30 years, when you ask somebody, oh, do you watch anime? They may even say no, but I watch Dragon Ball Z. Or they will say, yes, I love Dragon Ball Z. Like Dragon Ball Z was iconic. Absolutely iconic. And changed the genre. It changed shonen forever. But more importantly, it just taught a lot of us how to be better. It taught a lot of us how to break break barriers, break your limits, how to befriend somebody who was like literally trying to murder you, like how like to forgive, how to not fall to the sins of the past, like the sins of your father, your family, like all sorts. So many lessons were in Dragon Ball Z that as a kid, you kind of at sometimes overlook, but then as you get older, and maybe for some of you who have kids, you're like, oh, there's like lessons here, and there's a way about how I do things that was kind of influenced from Dragon Ball Z. And again, on paper, it sounds like so kiddie. It sounds so kiddie to like say these things, but it's true. We all know it's true. A fun thing I was watching today about Akira Toriyama was if you don't know, when it comes to anime, a lot of these studios, they run their people through the ringer. Like, these people are sleeping at the office, drawing for days, working like 18 hours, 20 hours. Like, it's like a freaking sweatshop in some of these anime studios at times. And as the show goes on and as he gets his own name recognition and all this stuff, eventually he does want the show to end. He's like, I've told my story. The show ends, and this was according to a TikTok today. I didn't have time to verify because it was only 20, 30 minutes ago. But Dragon Ball Z ends, and it was supposed to end, actually. Dragon Ball Z was supposed to end at Cell Saga. And they made him keep going because it was so popular. It's like, why would you stop now? You can't do that. So the way that Cell Saga ends, you're like, all right, this is the end of the show. Keeps going, and then you go into the Buu Saga. Apparently, we finished that, and they forced out GT. Like, GT was just like, whatever. He's done. Akira Toriyama's done. He's like, it's over. It's over. Dragon Ball Evolution comes out, the live action movie, and allegedly to this TikTok, and I'm gonna say it's truth. It's gonna be true to me. It's gonna be true to me. Dragon Ball Evolution comes out, and he hates that shit so much that he's like, "There's no way I want this to be like the last memory of Dragon Ball," and proceeds to make Dragon Ball Super years later. Allegedly. And like I said, I think that story's so cool, that TikTok rumor theory is so cool, I'm going to hold it as truth. I'm going to hold it as truth. The fact that he made USA Today, New York Times, NPR, Kotaku, USA Today, Time Magazine, that tells you the influence. That tells you the influence. People's careers exist because of that man. I think of Goku Flex, who literally made a YouTube channel about bodybuilding based off of his love of Dragon Ball Z and wanting to look like Goku. Like, how many of us got into lifting because we wanted to look like Goku? Endless. I think of Beast Mode Jones, Chris Jones, another weightlifter who, when he built his gym, made a giant Dragon Ball Z mural. He's like, that's what I aspire to be. I think of all these random like soccer players, football players, basketball players who would do Dragon Ball Z, Kamehamehas and fusion dances on after they score or something like that. Like, it just made you want to be better. And there's very few people that can do that on the scale that he did. And I hope that at the end of the day, he understands what he meant to all of us and what he did for all of us and how he made us all better people. So it's too early to have a drink. We had plenty of drinks last Thursday out of our Dragon Ball Z mug by coincidence. So I will still say, here's to you, the late, the great Akira Toriyama. Wild. Aaron says Dragon Ball Z is one of the gateway animes for sure. Consult. Good to see you. In memorandum. Yep. KO. Good to see you. There you go. Cheers. Like, even to the extent that, like, parents, like, my mom knows Dragon Ball Z. Never watched it. She knows it. If I showed her a picture of Goku, she'd know who. Oh, that's the Dragon Ball Z person. So, yeah. Unbelievable life. And 68 years old is just wild. The fun one, I mean, not really fun because it is reality at the end of the day. Allegedly, so, Dragon Ball Z is huge around the world, but especially in Spanish culture. Like, Spanish culture, Black culture, like, Dragon Ball Z is like everything. And in Mexico, allegedly, cartels were like, we're doing a freaking 48-hour peace treaty in honor of Akira Toriyama. Like, no killing, no war, no nothing. Because, like, that dude's everything to us. And there used to be, like, illegal showings of Dragon Ball Z, like, in theaters and potentially, like, town squares. Especially, like, there was one picture I saw on the DJ Academics meme page where there was, like, during the Tournament of Power arc, they had, like, betting. There was, like, actual betting on Goku versus Jiren, town square, big, like, projector. Everybody's there in the town, like, drinking, watching, like, so dope. Yeah, he can quiet the storms. So, crazy. It's also crazy to think where the show started relative to where it ended. And I'm curious to see, like, how the new series does. Like, I wonder if when it comes out, because it's almost like doing GT again. I wonder if it's something that he was like, oh, this is great. Or if it was another scenario where they're like, just keep going. And he's like, F it, depower everybody, I wonder. That top 2-part episode had a different feel in Mexico. Man, so good. The Tournament of Power was so good. So, yeah, we'll continue. Man. Crazy. I could do a whole episode about Akira and Dragon Ball Z, but maybe that'll be for a different day. But continuing into nerd news, NECA has finally announced the next TMNT cartoon diorama. And no, it's not on screen right now. I loaded up the NECA website to look at it so that we could look at it together. Man, I'm sorry. Hang on. Sorry about that, man. Oh wait, hang on 1 second. Did I not load this on? Oh, I thought I was on Instagram this whole time. I was not. Sorry about that, everybody. Well, make sure if you guys are on Instagram, you come over and check us out on the old YouTube. So I went to the NECA website to look at the turtle lair, and I was scrolling down, and it's not on, like, their main shopping page. And you know how much I hate leaving money on the table. And I'm like, that's freaking weird. I wonder how many people may have missed it, but I doubt it. Because as we continue, if you go to the TMNT section, we have the new sewer layer Donatello's lab. 300 bones. 300 bones. Creativity from the future. Good to see ya. I wish so badly I could have seen how many people purchased the first layer to see where this ends up going sales wise. It's cool. I mean, like, I love this thing. I'm not even like, I don't even hate it. I think it's great. The accessories, the shelves, the whole thing. The whole thing is great. But where do they get the $300 from? Millennium, good to see you. That's the problem. That's the problem. And the reason I get mad at things like this is, contrary to popular belief, I don't, and a lot of us don't want these companies to fail. Like, we don't rag on shit like this because we're like, oh, good for NECA making something so terrible, I hope nobody buys it. Like, that's not the case. We literally get mad because we want them to continue, but when we see stuff like this, it's like, what are you doing? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? To me, this layer at best is 200 with a figure. But 300, no figure, some accessories. And even, I think what sucks about this picture here is these are all the accessories. Like, when you take away the walls and the street top, this is what you're getting for $300. 3 walls, 2 floors, and a couple of rings. It don't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And I will repeat myself once again. I don't say this stuff to NECA, to Super 7, to Hasbro, because I want them to fail. It's literally the opposite. I'm guessing because it was 300, the first layer did okay, or they were just pot committed. They already approved to make both sections. We have to price it this way, and there's no way we could take the L on the second one. So it sucks. It absolutely sucks. If any of you in the comments have the layer, the first one, please let me know. I know EC got it, but I don't think he even displays it. Like, I think he was disappointed, if I remember that review. So if any of you got it, let me know. If any of you know somebody who's buying it, let me know. I want somebody who bought both and put them together to let me know if $600 was a fair price for the whole thing put together. I don't even know where I would put the two of these together, but that's a whole separate issue. That even goes back to the, what I was saying last year. I watched some of these toy collectors online who are like, oh, I bought the Thunder Tank, I bought Cat's Lair, I bought the dioramas, I bought the Hiss Tank, I bought the Dragonfly, they buy all the Castle Grayskull. They buy all these huge dioramas. I'm like, mother, where are they in your house? Show them to me. They got the Ghost. They got the sail barge, the Razor Crest. I'm like, yo. I doubt everybody is living like Kyle Peterson in an entire house where rooms are dedicated to toys. I highly doubt it. I don't even know how he does that. So I want to see. $300 patio. I agree with wanting successful projects, no exclusive fig or more to justify. Yeah. I want stake in the company for $700 after shipping and tax for both of these. Yeah, it is crazy. It's crazy. But, you know, a lot of people would say like, oh, like you guys are just haters. Like, what do you know? Like, you don't know the business. But I just don't see how it makes sense. The markup here, must be something wild. It must be. Because if it's not, then their manufacturing process has to be looked at. That it's going to cost you so much to make this that when you factor in your margins, 300's the number. Gotta. I go to a freaking Hobby Lobby and I buy a whole living room set of toys for like $10. Like, what are you talking about? So there's my TED Talk. There's my TED Talk. Now we'll head over to Hasbro. We're wrapping up the Transformers Legacy Robots in Disguise 2001 Omega Prime Haslab in 3 days. I stopped reporting on this thing because I'm normally I post like week to week numbers on Haslabs, but I feel like nobody in our ecosystem is like caring about it, but obviously people do because it's at 19,531 backers. So people obviously like it, but I don't know. I've never, this is the first time in a long time I've seen a crowdfund not really be talked about. The last one that comes to mind that was ongoing that people eventually stopped talking about and it just faded away was the Jurassic Park one. And I think the only person I saw talking about the Jurassic Park Haslab was I just had his name in my head. Retro J. He was the only one. Again, no knock on Retro J. I don't know where he puts all this shit because he's talking about buying every single Mattel creations. I don't know where he puts all this stuff, but that was the last crowdfunded thing that I remember like kind of phased out. This one, again, I don't know anybody talking about it, but obviously people are there for it because it backed with the quickness, which we all predicted. So what will the next Haslab be? Not sure. What will the next Super 7 crowdfund be? Not sure. But congrats to the Transformers team. It won't be the last. I can say that for sure. Ramen Toys. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Ramen Toys, I heard, is going to do a turtle sewer diorama. Yes. I'll pull that up on the screen. K-Walk Comedy. Good to see ya. Let me see if I can find that. Ramen Toys sewer. All right. I'm on the website, so let me pull that up for you guys. Patrick says, I truly considered it, but I don't see how it fits in my display. I do series, and I only ever liked Omega Prime and Galvatron from Robots in Disguise. There you go. So here we are on Ramen Toys. If you don't know, I guess the best way to explain this is Ramen Toys makes, I'm not going to say knockoff, but unofficial vehicles and figures for franchises that we like. So, for example, here you have the Tiger Ramen. Obviously, that's from Dukes of Hazzard. You have the Centurion figures that he made that are called the 80s Commanders. This was probably the most popular one for a long time. The Ramen Racer, which was a redo of the failed Haslab. The Ghost Engine of Vengeance. You know, so he, for a much better price, you get the exact same thing. So that's where Ramen Toy really popped off in the last couple of years. But let's see if I could find. I guess it's not on their website. It's weird. Like, I know it's not for sale yet, but at least have it on the website so you can like post updates about it. I know that I saw the Foosh. So here you go. This is going to be the Ramen Sewer Lair. I think he's going to sell it in two. And I keep saying he because I saw the guy on Mad Hatter. Yeah. Hatter talks about the Ramen Lair and had a few interviews with him. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too. I feel like he said it was like two sections. You can buy the street section and then the main one here. But I don't see the other pictures. And I don't see the price. $200. There you go.
All this for an estimated $200 shipped. Ace from Ramen Toy was on the 3POA podcast from Laser Pants showing off the Musk sewer lair, and it looks freaking amazing.
Oh, yeah, that's what she said. And,
In the base set, you'll get 4 12 by 8 inch sewer floor sections, you'll get 2 12 by 14 inch back wall sections, and you'll get 2 16 by 14 inch sewer sidewall sections, and then a set of the piping system that can interconnect, come apart. You can put it in all sorts of different ways. There's a circular large sewer grate cover. You'll get 2 modules of LED lights, light that baby up, and you'll get a small sewer grate cover for the floor, but you can replace that with a street cover to replace the grate if you don't like it. You'll get 1 ladder piece to climb on up things, and then you'll get 2 vertical pipes with release valves that can act as supports. Also, they look pretty cool. I've been on record as loving pipes, so I'm great to see more pipes. The sidewall section comes out, so you can do, breaking the bricks, things busting.
That was wild. No? Was that not a wild statement right there?
And through the pipe on the side comes out, can move around. You get 4 pieces of 12 by 8 inch street sections, 5 pieces of sidewalk sections, 1 piece of sidewalk section with a drain opening and grate, 2 pieces of building sections with an opening door, and then 1 fire hydrant. That's a lot of stuff. He did address the structural issues I had. Of course, it is a prototype. He has a nice little kind of locking system that you can bolt and screw in there for added structure, and of course those supports. So it does look sturdy in the end. I do believe once it's final, it'll be pretty sturdy. All of that for $200 shipped is a wild deal, and watching Ace on live is super fun. Had a great time. Lots more was shown, but I need a second video to cover that.
And that was, he's estimating after shipping and taxes, you're at 200. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I don't understand how they get to the 300. I don't. It's even smaller, but right? That was crazy. Cutthroat says, I bought the Aces of Aviators from Ramen. Can't wait until they come out with the second quarter sales. Cool. Does it come painted? Yes, I'm pretty sure. That was just prototype, and that's an old video. Let's see if I can find a newer video here. Oh yeah, this one here, right?
A Verbo is for sharing all kinds.
Yeah, this one should be it. I don't know this person, so we'll skip.
And it looks like it's pretty much done. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sewer layer with street, measuring at 48 inches long, 24 inches tall. If you want to get the complete set, it is going for basically $299 US, Ramen Toy. But there's options if you just want the sewer layer or if you just want the street layer. Now, my question, Ramen Toy, I know you watch our channel, because some people are going to ask, because I'm wondering as well, too, because I was just showing a colleague here. How long is the street view? That's my question. Like, I'm assuming the sewer layer is about 48 inches long. The street view, what's the dimensions on that one? If you could just maybe drop a comment if you get a chance to watch the video here, of course, and let us know. Looks good, no doubt about it. I think it's obviously a little bit more, you know, I don't want to use better looking than NECA's, but it looks like it's got a little bit more sharper, cleaner look than it. But you're going to have to obviously accessorize it with your turtles, whatever accessories you want to add to it. Again, what I do know from Ramen Toys is they do great quality control, and they also take pride in their figures. They're not just toy makers, they're fans as well too. So if you have any questions, head on over to Facebook. Ramen Toy is always readily available to answer any questions, okay?
Yeah, so it'll be painted. The fact that it comes with LED lights, that's crazy. Oh, I recognize that voice. My man post any and everything. Is that in a good way or a bad way? Did I say hi to Kathy earlier? I just wanted to say hi to Kathy in case I didn't. I think I did. I don't remember. I'll say it anyway. All right, let's head over to my favorite segment of the week, Box Office Mojo. And I did great. Right. Just making sure. It came to my mind and I was like, wait a minute. Did I say hi to Kathy? Just in case I'm saying hi to Kathy again, because you can never say hi to Kathy too many times. Kathy is the best. Phil says, looks amazing. NECA is trying to justify the price with all the accessories. And that's the crazy part. Like, I love NECA so much. I love NECA. And there's no way that $300 was the best. And what's crazy is, I'm looking at, before I even turn fully around, let me go full screen here. I have 2-door shoe hangers that have, you won't be able to see it, but I have I have 2-door shoe hangers, and they're full of figures that I'm just not displaying anymore. And all of them are Marvel or wrestling. That's pretty much what's there. Behind me, on display, my whole top shelf is NECA. The whole right side of this, top of the book stand is NECA, with a couple exceptions. Top shelf, the right side, pretty much all NECA except for the Ghostbusters. The next shelf, I got 3 different NECA figures on there. Bottom shelf, the whole left side is all NECA. Like, NECA makes some of the best figures out there, and I love buying them. Great quality. And some of those I've gone on record saying I feel like they didn't charge enough. Like the freaking Iron Clan and Xanatos figures. I was like, that's damn good for $36. That's really good. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, how are you getting 300? Like, where does that come from? I don't know. So it must be licensing or something. I don't know. The 300's just crazy. Do I have any neck up there? No. Because they haven't made it to my RIP section, except for Mark Hamill. Because he's a hot toy. He doesn't fit anywhere else. But NECA is just so good. I love NECA figures. NECA got me into toy collecting. So nobody can ever claim that I'm just hating. I love it. Why does the autofocus keep going somewhere else? Here, get my face here. It's the glasses. Hates the glasses. You wouldn't hit a man with glasses, would you? You think it's because of the tooling or the molds? I think it might be the licensing, man. Because all right, let's go back to it. Where are we at? there's no way that like this is a tooling issue. Like there are people in the chat, like Millennium Workshop would probably be the best person to talk about 3D printing these walls and these floors. Because right now, what everybody's been doing that does at-home dioramas is they take styrofoam or I think it's called styrofoam or whatever the foam material is, slice it up, Mod Podge it, paint it, boom. You got walls, street, whatever you need. So in the worst case scenario, this could be 3D printed, I'm guessing. And then you just paint over it and all that stuff. But like, how much paint detailing do you need on brick walls? Not much. So if Millennium Workshop is still here, you know, if you were to 3D print this, which is probably the most expensive way to do this, I wonder what he would charge. Or not what he would charge, but like, what would his cost of materials be if he can guesstimate that? Or if any of you other people here 3D print, by all means, let me know. But I'm like, there's no way. There's no way this is $300, man. So, all right. Box Office Mojo, to my surprise. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Cost to 3D print that, maybe 15 to 20 inch plastic. Let's see. He's going to guesstimate it and make the walls, make them, they don't have to be thick throughout, right? Like you just need I guess like the lip for them to stand on, the wall, top part. Think of it that way too. Oh, he said dollars. He said to 3D print that, maybe $15 to $20 in plastic. Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's the most expensive way to make it. Like, there's no way. My man said, and in case anybody wants to test street cred here, this is what he's making. This is what he's making after 3D printing, finishing, painting, the whole thing. The whole thing. So, if anybody knows the cost to make something by looking at it, it's Millennium Workshop. And my man said $15 to $20 in plastic. Look at this. This is great. This is great. So that's why I get mad. That's why I get mad. Exactly. It's dope. He does great work. He does great work. What's up, T3? Good to see you. So it's amazing when you see this. You know, and people say, well, just do it yourself. People are now. 3D printing is so addicting, I can't stop. Oh, I didn't know you got into it, creativity. That's awesome. Share some of your work. Yeah, no problem. All right. Because I got to go to work early today. Box Office Mojo, out of nowhere, my man RKO'd us out of nowhere. Kung Fu Panda 4 takes first place this weekend. It is first place on the week as well. I saw Noycraft saw Dune last night. What did you think? Did you like it? Was it boring? He is super talented. But yeah, Kung Fu Panda first place. That was not in my bingo cards at all. Dune went down to second place. I was curious to see what the staying power may be on Kung Fu Panda 4, because I would have thought this was already kind of phasing out as a franchise, but coming in strong. I ran the numbers on all 4 movies because that's just what we do. And this one had the second highest domestic opening of the 4. Right now, the totals are obviously going to be lower because it just came out. But what was interesting here was the budget. So the first movie had a budget of $130 million, and then it went up to $150 on the second, went down to $145 on the third, and then all the way down to $85 on 4. So they must have not had a lot of faith on this one, which I don't necessarily blame them. But maybe there's just not a lot of kids movies out there right now, and parents were like, "These kids are getting on my nerves. We got to take them to the movie theater. What can we see?" We're definitely not taking them to see Dune 2. So let's go see Kung Fu Panda 4. So let's back out here. Looking at the weekend. And yeah, maybe you take them to see Migration, but if you're a parent that does that, you probably took them already to see Migration. Wonka. I don't know if I would trust that to be a movie for kids if I had a young kid. Demon Slayer, I have no idea what that would, but if I'm talking as a parent, like a not nerd parent, like I don't know what Demon Slayer is. So yeah, Kung Fu Panda, why not? Let's just go see that. That's what I think happened. But good for them. People generally do lower week over week, so it's probably going to start to go down. And I would, if I had to guess, it did very strong internationally at is that right? Did I get that wrong? Oh no, I got it right. 22 mil. It did all right international. I think it's going to be much better this coming week. So maybe Kung Fu Panda hits what the third movie did, but it's definitely going to hit. It's going to be profitable. It's going to be profitable. That I'm sure of. So good for them. Will we get a Kung Fu Panda 5? Not sure. I didn't count the spin-off movies too. Wasn't there like some spin-offs on Kung Fu Panda? So yeah. But let's turn off that filter. Let's check everything out. Over here, organized by date. I saw my goal is I don't want you to know what is 3D printed. I love that. My 5-year-old loves Wonka. All right, awesome. Yeah, I think some parents, don't get me wrong, Wonka did great. Like if we go up, Wonka 375 million in profits so far. Total box office 625. So Wonka's doing great. I mean, it's a hit. I wonder how many parents are confused on if they can take their kids to see it. Because after the Johnny Depp one, I don't know, people are like, oh, is this for kids or is it more for teenagers? Like, what's the target here? So that's my only thought with Wonka. But it's still doing great. I'm sure by now people are like, oh, I could go see it. But somebody mentioned, Cutthroat talked about Argyle didn't do very good in theaters. Yeah, Argyle, man. Talk about an L here. Argyle is at 94 million in total box office. Budget was 150. So RIP to that one. RIP to that one. T3 says, I feel they did a good job targeting all ages. Oh, in the movie? All right, cool. Cool. T3 says, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse got robbed last night. I didn't see Migration, or no, not Migration. What is it? The Boy and the Heron? There, yeah. I didn't see that movie, so I definitely would want to see that before I say Spider-Verse got robbed. Because you guys know, I love Miles Morales. He's a ripoff of my life. But I feel like the Spider-Verse movies are a bit overhyped. A bit. And the last one, I thought was way too long. So I got to see Boy and the Heron. I have no problem giving it to Spider-Man if I see the Boy and the Heron and I'm like, oh, it's not as good. Whoa. Where did the volume just come from? Oh, I must have spinned up the the thing on my watch. I'll get to your comment, Patrick. T3 says the Boy and the Heron wasn't that good, but it is what it is now. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what other animated movie could have beat it. But I mean, I have no issue if I see it and I'm like, oh yeah, like this is not as good, giving it to Spider-Man. I just think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or whatever it was, where is it? Across the Spider-Verse. I think it was a bit overhyped. And then if I go to franchises here, Madam Web, man. Holy shit. So Across the Spider-Verse pulled in 689 million and Into was 384. So it destroyed the numbers for sure. But we'll see. Madam Web, holy shit. Look at this. I don't have Venom on here. I need to really add in Venom. And I guess I count Morbius, right? I got to add Morbius here. But holy shit. Incredible. Patrick says, Dune was great. Watched it in RPX, which is just Regal's bigger screen and enhanced audio, visuals, and sound was top tier. Story was pretty easy to track, but I feel you have to know the history from one. All right. Did you watch part one or you skipped part one? And yeah. Did you like it? Oh, you said it was great. Yeah. Yeah. It was so good. It's funny. I did see a TikTok today where somebody was like, oh, I like Dune. I should read the book. And then the other person's like, great. You have 18 books to read. And they're like, oh. And then the next thing they said was kind of a spoiler if they do continue, so I won't say it. But yeah. I don't know if they can get more than 3 out of this franchise before people go, all right, this is a bit much. But we'll see. We will see. Consult says, out of the Oscar noms, Lily Gladstone got robbed. What movie was she? EC, what up? Good to see ya. Lily Gladstone? Was she Killers of the Flower Moon? I'm going to guess that's what it was. Kraft says, yep, watched the first in theaters, also enjoyed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what you mean. None of the movies that... Usually the Best Picture movies are not things that I'm, like, super into. Like, there'll be 1 or 2, but, like, I'm not, like, killing myself to go see them. So, I heard Kills of the Flower Moon was good. Maybe at some point I'll watch it. The Emma Stone movie I probably will never watch. And that's not a knock on Emma Stone. It just doesn't interest me, that movie. So, yeah. Cillian Murphy winning Best Actor. I think the Oscar for Best Actor has turned into a you've earned it type of award. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it for Oppenheimer. Anthony gave Oppenheimer his Movie of the Year award. but I feel like that's what that has become. So I don't think anybody saw the nominees and was like, oh, he's not going to win. So, but yeah, moment of the night, of course, for the Oscars before we wrap today's episode. Where we at? Ba-ba. Here we go. This was the moment of the night. One of my favorite comments on TikTok today was people were laughing at a Oscar watch party, and all the comments were like, people still do Oscar watch parties? But this was the moment of the night for me. Granted, I didn't watch anything.
Heat. Love.
Oh. He threw me out a window. Yeah, really. Yeah, he's really
Bad-mannered son of a
stupid.
bitch.
Where is he?
Yeah.
He's here.
I hate him.
There he is.
I hate him.
He's right here. He's right here. Look.
You have a lot of nerve to show your face
Oh,
around
yeah, you
here.
got, you know.
Son of a
You
bitch.
are a real beak breaker. I'm gonna see you after the governor's ball.
Is against me.
So good. That was so good. That's my moment of the night. Of course, John Cena tried to take the shine, and some people may say John Cena did take the shine, but you know what? That's the win for me. That's the win for me. Fudge, I forgot to talk about it. Shit, I'm like out of time too. It was not in my notes. I don't know why that was not in my notes. Finally, last week we got the announcement of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I saw a lot of TikToks this morning. Usually in the morning, that's where I get my TikTok fix out. I saw what the rules allegedly are for this one. I gotta read the contract to see if that's true. But you know what? I'm not hating on this at all. I'm not hating on this at all. Friggin' Jake Paul, I'm not a stan for Jake Paul, but goddamn, killing the game because you get people to hate you and you keep getting paid for it. And he got it. This is the ultimate. This is peak. I thought him versus brother would be peak. That didn't happen yet. This one's peak. My man somehow agreed or got Mike Tyson to agree to box him in the ring. Mike Tyson, who's been seen walking with a cane as of late. So I'm here for it. And it's the first live event in boxing on Netflix, which is crazy. So a lot of W's here for everybody. I hope they both get their checks. And I mean, just like everybody else, I would love Mike Tyson to knock him out. I mean, that goes without needing to be said. But yeah, all these people are like, oh, this is why, blah, 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 blah. Nah. If at this point in time, we're still questioning Jake Paul fighting older fighters and retired fighters and like talking about who deserves what, you're checked out. You're checked out. That ship has sailed a long time ago. It's not about who deserves what anymore. It's not about does the person's relevancy in combat sports matter anymore. It's about views. And this is as cringe as it gets. And you know what? Is what it is. Is what it is. Because ain't nobody watching any of the boxing events. Freaking Francis Ngannou fought this weekend against Anthony Joshua. I didn't see anybody else talking about it outside of MMA pages. So this is what sells. This is what's here to stay. And you just got to deal with it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, I got to go. I have to jet. Legacy made it. Good to see you. Dude, Tommy and Kimberly obviously are the best couple in Power Rangers. Trolling everybody. I see what you did there. Tyson going to knock him out. Looking forward to the fight. I hope Tyson whoops him. Tyson's going to destroy him. All right, so you're talking about the actress there. First native to be nominated for Best Actress. Was still proud to see her represent our indigenous nations. That's awesome. No, that's awesome. I wish The Girl from Prey would have got nominated back when that came out, because that movie was great. She was great in it. But that's great. First nominated. Now you just need that first win. There you go. Paul brothers are cringe in general. Yep. AJ stepped up proper. He did. Laid him out. Did not see that one coming. But hey, Paul's going to make his money, and Paul makes everybody around him money. Both of them. It is what it is. So, all right. I got to jet, but thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And Consult a Blind Guy said, my blind ass could take Jake Paul. I love that. Oh, shoot. I hit the wrong button. Ah, damn it. Hang on. I'm back. I should be back. There I am. I'm back now. Now I hit the right button. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hey Archer Live every Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. But every Monday morning, 9 a.m.-ish here on Nerd Affiliated, we have Nerdy Coffee. 2 different shows, 2 different vibes. Either way, you're stuck with this guy. RIP to the king, the legend, the God King, Akira Toriyama. And watch some Dragon Ball Z this week. Remind yourself why he's the GOAT. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. This time I'll hit the right button. Peace. I'm out of here.
Wow.